Hi. I'm used to performing, where people are yelling and throwing dollars, so feel free to do that. I'm Yano River Blue. Well, I've given myself many names over the years. That's the one my parents gave me. I've been genderqueer for as long as I can remember. I've been out since I found the language to be 14 years ago. I can't speak for the greater community because my experience is unique, but I can tell you my origin story. I am a creature as rare as a unicorn. One of those lucky few who grew up being loved for who I am, encouraged to be who I want to be, love what I want to love. When I asked for a Barbie for Christmas, I got a ballerina Barbie in a pink tutu, and a cowboy Ken doll with a purple fringe jacket. Dress up has always been an important part of my life. I went to preschool dressed as Batman, or wearing hand-me-down party dresses from my sister, Star. One of my favorite childhood memories was going to the mall with my mom and sister. She tucked her bob cut into a ball cap and wore a loose t-shirt. I, at 5 or so, wore a poofy pastel green dress. And my triumph of the day was hearing someone say, "That cinnamon roll is almost as big as her head." Gendering me female as we snacked in the food court. It wasn't until 8 or 9 that I learned to be embarrassed about dressing like a girl. I don't remember the words of the boy my sister had over when I stepped out in her summer dress and platform sandals. I remember the look on his face, the clenching of my gut, a sense of shame I had somehow escaped until then. Dress up remained in my life, but it took on new limitations. In middle school, I threw out all my shorts, deeply uncomfortable with my newly hairy legs. In high school, I hid them beneath slacks and wore button-up shirts and sometimes ties. I knew I wanted to feel dressed up and fancy, and dandy fashion was the only option I thought I was allowed. I could thrift in the women's section as long as it was for button-ups or pants. I could wear bold looks in black, white, and gray, but slowly stopped wearing bright colors. I still wore flashy earrings, but only had one ear pierced. These were my strange rituals of expressing myself without fully accepting myself. I knew I wasn't gay, because I thought boys were gross. But sometimes I wished I was, as if that would have explained what I was suppressing. There was one boy I had a crush on, though, a punk rocker in my English class, who wore eyeliner and had dyed red hair. And the desire I felt for him was similar to what I felt for my first girlfriend, tangled up and wanting to be them. Before high school graduation, rules were handed out that under our caps and gowns, men must wear slacks and girls must wear dresses. Borrowing a dress from my sister like the good old days, I strutted down the graduation aisle in protest. Living the natural fantasy in a Wednesday Addams dress, checkered tights, black eyeliner, and a pirate eye patch. After high school, I poured myself into my work, an independent video store with a great queer and cult section, renting movies from the documentary section, learning about 70s San Francisco from the Cockettes, and 80s New York from Paris is Burning. Then, by chance, on a queer literature display in Vancouver, Canada, on a family vacation, I picked up a copy of My Gender Workbook by Kate Bornstein. And soon her more autobiographical gender outlaw. Well, I had been secretly researching on the family computer after my parents went to bed what transitioning to female actually took. Hearing how Kate had transitioned and still identified beyond the binary gave me the freedom to identify as genderqueer. Non-binary. Transgender. Without changing the body I was born into. I started playing with my gender expression more and more, but the stares I got in my hometown wearing a skirt over my skinny jeans brought back that visceral sense of shame. And then around 2009, I moved to the big city with my girlfriend and somehow landed smack dab in the heart of the queer performing arts scene at a short-lived queer theater space called Mama Kaliza's Voice Factory. Playing ukulele in burlesque and drag shows was a safe space to play with makeup and costumes. And it was only a matter of time before I tried out drag one Tuesday night at the Stud. Although it wasn't long before I had heels, wigs, curves. That first time, lip-syncing and dancing to the yeah, yeah, yeahs. I wore a dress that hugged my flat chest and narrow hips, wore sparkling high tops and my own natural long hair. The power of presenting as female and being called she and girl was more potent than I was prepared for. Meow Mix at the Stud in Soma became my church. Its hostess, Ferocious Titties, my drag mother. It was there I learned drag, and by extension, identity can be whatever you want it to be. Our avant-garde performance art family blurred every line. Depending on the Tuesday night, I could be a rock star, a drag queen or king, an androgynous alien, anything I could imagine. In my day-to-day, my presentation became more fluid as well. Eventually, I set aside stage names and started performing as Yano River Blue, as a reminder to myself as much as my audience that who I am on stage is an authentic expression of all that I can be and am. While I still get stared at on the street and occasionally harassed, I'm better at tuning out the harmless reactions while remaining vigilant of my surroundings. And as the world catches up, sometimes people ask me what my pronouns are. As exciting as that can be, it's complicated and can depend on context. And even with my 32 years of navigating my own identity, I'm still figuring it out. You can call me Yano, even if it's repetitive. A name is all you need to speak respectfully about someone. Did you see Yano in that show, telling Yano's life story? You can call me they, though it might take practice. It lets me know you see, I don't fit in a box. Have you met them? They're non-binary. You can call me Z, the first neutral pronoun I found when finding myself before this conversation was on this global scale. Z came out when Z was still in their teens. You can call me he, if it's not all you use. Old habits die hard, I know. And after years and years thinking he was my only option, she's used to it. You can call me he because when I choose pants and not a skirt, didn't shave or put on makeup, these are the cues we look for, and I won't have the energy every day to explain and to educate. He's very feminine, isn't he? You can call me she, and recognize my journey to self-acceptance, self-expression, to shutting out the expectations and being who makes me happy. You can call me she, because you see me as the fierce femme I've always been. even if I don't pass as what we think a woman should be. You can call me she, because I embrace this hairy body, this flat chest, as feminine. She's not afraid to be herself, is she?